Thank you so much for stopping by. On today, I have another very special video for you guys. I was not going to do a video on today, but as I was sitting in my car just now, I pretty much just had an epiphany, and I have been having a lot of dreams at night, like 2 to 3 dreams at night. And I really didn't think very much about it, but I have been writing my dreams down, and it just dawned on me a sequence of dreams that I had on February the 16th. And so I just really felt led by Spirit to just go ahead and share these dreams with you guys, because I really do feel like there is a special call on your life. And if you're anything like me, you know, I've been getting several prophecies even as a child, different places that I've gone, and you know, people were saying that there was a special calling on my life. And you know, I didn't really think too much of it because, you know, I was a child. I really didn't understand what it was that they were saying. But now in 2020, I feel like as I am going into this year more and more, I feel as though I'm really starting to see what it is that they are saying. And I feel as though I really feel led to share these things with you guys, because maybe it is a lot of you in the midst, you know, that maybe feeling led to these type of spiritual videos. And I feel as though I wouldn't be doing my duty if I didn't share these things with you guys. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. And so on the night of February 16th, wait, before I do anything, God and Goddess, I am coming to you at this point in time because I know that there's somebody special that is being led to these videos, and they may not be coming right now at this exact moment, but I feel as though you are having me to share these experiences with someone out there, because maybe they just don't understand what's going on in their life, or maybe there's some people around that may not have this person's best interest at heart. I just want to be able to, as you've done for me, help them to lead themselves out of darkness and more into your presence. And I thank you so much. Okay, so guys, on the 16th, the first dream that I got, I was getting off of work. So maybe you guys, I don't know if you currently have a job, if you just lost your job, if you're looking to get a better job. But I feel as though this is a confirmation of some sort, because I was just getting off of work, and you know, I was not familiar with this place, but wherever this place was, it was a nice building, very nice building. So as I was getting off, I went downstairs to get my check. And when I got my check, it was, wow, a nice check, guys. So wherever it is that you are potentially getting ready to start working, it is going to be a job I feel that you really enjoy. And not only that, you are going to be getting paid a nice amount, like an amount that you are really, really satisfied with. And I say that because once I got my check and I saw the amount that I had made on this first check, I jumped into, it was a pool that was nearby. So it was like, I was so excited. I had my clothes on still. I had AirPods in my ears and everything. And I can remember, it was just as clear as day. I jumped into that pool. I was so excited. So it was just kind of like, and I don't really understand the meaning really of ringing in the ears, but I have been having this happen to me a lot as I recall certain spiritual events that may have happened to me, or certain things going on in my day. But there was a low pitch ringing in my right ear as I was writing this down. So, you know, as I was remembering that I had jumped into the pool, I remembered that I had those AirPods in. And when I was writing that I jumped into the pool with the AirPods, it was like a low-pitched ringing started going on in my right ear. So, after this, I met with a particular friend that I used to go to high school with. So, I got into the car with him, or it was kind of like, it wasn't a car, it was like one of those, I don't know if you guys have ever been to like a sports event or whatever, particularly like a football game. And it's kind of like, I don't know if these trucks are called gators. I don't know, maybe it's like I'll hear something like gator, like, you know, it's kind of like a little small truck that they drive around in on the football field. So it was like my friend from high school picked me up in one of these little trucks, right? So I'm guessing he was supposed to be taking me home, but instead of us going to my house, it was like we drove to this open, it was kind of like an open field, and it was kind of like dark, but I could still see. And as we were driving to this area, I was kind of thinking to myself, you know, like, why is my friend driving to this area? Because I could see a lot of alligators, and it was like they were just waiting there with their mouths propped open. And so I was just thinking, you know, then and there, like, what in the world is he doing? He doesn't see these gators sitting right here. So it was like he parked in the open field. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Why is he just parking here? So it was like the gators, it was like as soon as we parked there, I could no longer see them. But of course, I know that they're there. So they come up to us, and it's like I start getting, like, I could actually feel this in my dream, guys. Like, it was like one gator just like locked in on my hand, and I could feel it, and I screamed out. And then, you know, I'm like, I look over to my friend, I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you still sitting here? And it's just like he was ignoring me completely. So finally that gator let up off of my hand. Then the next thing you know is like another gator comes over, and he clamps down on my hand again. And then it's like my friend is over there getting his hands bit as well. But it's kind of like, I don't know whether he didn't feel it or whatever, because it's like I could hear them, you know, like their jaws kind of like locking down on him too. But it's like I don't know, it was like he didn't have any reaction to it, whereas I was the one, you know, receiving all the pain. So finally it was like they stopped, and I looked at my hand, and oh my goodness, guys, it was like my left hand, it was like crushed, and it was bleeding, and it was like I could see my bones through my hand. You know, that's how bad they had kind of like, you know, messed my hand up. And so, okay, so let's see, where am I? Okay, so that was the end of that dream. So I took that to mean, my interpretation of that dream was, you're coming into something very special. I don't know whether it's going to be a job that you want, a promotion, or something of that sort that is going to be really special and near and dear to your heart, and you're going to be excited about it. But I feel as though your friends that are around you, or somebody that's around you who you consider to be like your friend or somebody that is close to you, and I don't know whether it is out of jealousy or some sort of ill intent that's from this person, or it may be even a group of people that aren't going to be happy for you. And I feel as though either they're going to try to put you in harm's way, or they're going to do hurtful things. It's like you would never expect for this person to do something like this to you, or you would never expect in a million years that this person would hurt you or even try to hurt you this way. So You know how they say, keep your friends close, your enemies closer? Like, I feel as though, you know, you just need to be aware of this person that is in your vicinity or in your life that is maybe not going to be so happy for you guys, or just really keep a lookout on who you have or decide to keep in your circle, because it's like you're getting ready to have something really great, but these people around you, I don't know if it's because they're not where you are or they aren't going to the places that you're going. They're going to be jealous of you, and some of them might even try to do things to harm you or just hurt your feelings, or I don't even know. This could be anything, guys. I just feel like you need to keep your eyes peeled, okay? All right. So the same night, I had another dream, and it was like I started off at a game, and it was like my little sister was like a cheerleader, and she was out there dancing, whatever, and I was enjoying the show. And then it was like me and another girl that I went to school with. We went inside the bathroom of a hotel, and security, and it was a guy, he followed us into the bathroom and said that we seemed really sneaky. And we told him we was only trying to use the bathroom. And so it was like we went ahead and used the bathroom, and then the next thing you know, I had my son with me, and it was like shortly after, like when we were getting ready to try to leave that hotel building, the whole building collapsed. And it was like I was so afraid, you know, I was holding my, you know, small son, and I was just so scared that really I wasn't even worried about me, but I was just so scared that something, you know, was going to happen to him. But luckily we both came out without a scratch. So I really honestly don't even know what that dream, you know, it was in relation to, but I feel like, you know, maybe there's going to be some people around you, or they're going to be watching you, and they might pick up, you know, that you may have a sneaky vibe or something like that to them, and they're just going to be maybe watching you or keeping an eye on you because of that. They might even try to persecute you just based off of that perception. But I feel like, you know, as long as you stay in your ground and you're doing what you're supposed to do, and, you know, you're not causing any trouble or doing anything to harm anyone else, then you should be okay. And even if it seems like everything around you is collapsing, or things that are, you know how people say that the weapon may form but it's not going to prosper, then that may be, you know, the situation when it comes to you guys. Like, something may be happening around you, but it's not a part of you. So even though it seems like something that you might be alarmed about, or you may feel scared about, there's nothing for you to fear, because whatever this is, it's like you're gonna come out without a scratch. And maybe your family may be involved in this too, or maybe you might have small children as well, and you are kind of like worried for their safety or what the outcome is going to be. But I just feel like take heart, because everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to work out in your favor, and nothing bad is going to happen to you. Okay, so that was the second dream. All right, and the third dream that I got was that, okay, I was sitting at the table with my mother and my father, and basically I really don't want to reveal this to you guys, because this is a truth, honestly, of mine that I haven't really revealed to a lot of people yet. But this is something that is like, I usually wouldn't reveal this. It's kind of like a personal thing, but it was just kind of like, once I revealed my truth to them, and I explained the reason why I've made this decision, and how I was tired of dealing with, you know, certain people, and, you you know, because of that, I made this life change. It was kind of like both of my parents expressed how proud of me they were. But then one thing that stuck out to me the most was that my dad reached into his pocket and he started giving me money, like 20s, $5 bills. It was like he reached in his pocket a couple of different times and just was flat out handing me money, guys. So I feel like maybe you may be afraid to share whatever truth this is that you may have going on at this moment in time, or it might be a decision that you've made. But I feel like once you go and you might feel led to share this with a particular person. Maybe it might be your family member or something like that. But I feel like maybe you're thinking that the outcome is going to be a bad outcome, or like you might be ashamed to even say it. But I feel like when you do finally open up and really tell the truth, the outcome is going to be way different than you expected. It might even possibly be like better than what you expected, because I started crying, and I just feel like it was just like it felt as if in the dream a weight had been lifted off of my shoulders because I decided to share my truth. And then not only that, I just felt like I was so embraced even more by the people that I loved. And so that's that. Later on, I went to one of my friends from college. I haven't seen her in a really long time, but I ended up going to her house and we talked for a really long time. And she has 2 children now, and I have yet to meet them, but it was like I met them finally in person in the dream, and she met my son. And it was like some guys came over, and okay, this might be a little explicit for you guys. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I used to be a really, really big, for lack of better terms, cannabis smoker. So and my friend in college, she, like, when we were in college, she stayed doing this. Like, she was always smoking, and I smoked a couple of times myself, but I wasn't as big of a smoker as I was here recently in the past. But anyway, my son at the time, when she asked me did I want to smoke out of the bong, because basically that's what happened in the dream. It was like some guys came over that I didn't know, but I guess she knew them, and she asked did I want to smoke the bong with them. But it was like as she was asking me did I want to smoke out of the bong, my son was like flipping off of the couch, and I was kind of scared that he was gonna hurt himself. So I was just like, no, I think I'm just gonna stay in here with my little boy or whatever. So, and then kind of like watch her kids too. So it was like when I stayed in there, it was just kind of like it was like the couch. You know how sometimes it's like an older cloth couch and it's got those big folds in it, like where the top is kind of like where you rest your head. It's kind of like folded up under like a big pillow, at the top or whatever. But it was like, as I was sitting there watching the kids, it was like a person started to like come out of the folds of the couch, and it was really weird. It was some guy, and so it was like he tried to grab my son, and it was really weird, and I was thinking then in the dream, like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I was here, because just think if I went outside with them or wherever they was going to do whatever they was going to do, and I wasn't here keeping an eye on my son, this random guy would have just grabbed my kid. Like, he was like really wrapping his arms around my child, and I had to just like literally pull him out of his grasp. So I feel like I take that to mean you might want to keep an eye on your kids, or maybe you might be hanging around somebody that you consider a friend and they really are your friend or whatever, but it might be like the company that they might keep is like, I don't know. I'm not trying to say anything about anyone or anything like that, but I just feel like, how people like to mess with little children, or all I'm saying is make sure you keep an eye on your children and with your surroundings. You know, just make sure that those that are around you are safe and there's no one, you know, kind of like lurking around that might not have the best intentions. So anyway, all right, so later on in the dream, I found myself in some sort of a women's facility, and it was kind of like, it seemed like it was like a jail or something like that, but now that I look back on it, it's like it wasn't really like a jail or anything. It seemed like a place for women. And it was like, I kind of broke down. Like, I wasn't intending to cry or whatever, or get upset, but it was kind of like I broke down and started crying. And there were women around when this was happening, right? And so, okay, I know that you guys aren't really familiar with my past, but I'm just going to go ahead and be transparent with y'all. I just got out of a situation, 3-year relationship. And it was with the father of my child, and he abused me. He abused me several times. He even abused me while I was 5 months pregnant with our son. And so I broke down, and these women were around, and it was kind of like, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I have a problem with kind of like word vomit. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Mean Girls, but you know when Lindsay Lohan, she's kind of like, all of a sudden she just starts running off at the mouth. It's like I'm like that, like in real life. So in this dream, you know, it just felt so realistic to me, because when I broke down and these women were around, I just kind of like started having the word vomit situation where I just kind of like poured my heart out to these ladies, and I was expecting these women, you know how some people are just really cruel and they don't care about your situation. They'll just laugh at you or talk behind your back or this, that, and the third. But these ladies, this group of ladies, they did not judge me. As a matter of fact, it was like, wow, they really opened their heart up to me. And I mean, I just couldn't believe it. I was just so taken aback by the fact how they just, it was kind of like, even though I was dreaming, guys, I felt the warmth and just the way that these ladies just open up their heart to me. And then later on, after I had woken up, you know, and I was recalling this dream, I felt as though spirit dropped into my my heart that these women were my soul tribe. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with that term or whatever, but I just feel like once you really come into your own spirituality or whatever, I feel like there is a group of people that you will meet that are just like you. And I personally have not met my soul tribe yet, but I'm just now getting into a point where I'm learning and hearing about this particular term. So, you know, as soon as that word dropped into my spirit, I was like, oh wow, you know, because these women, like, even after I told them about my situation or whatever, it was like in the rest of the dream we became friends. And we went to a nice expensive dinner outside close to the beach. Like, we were at some sort of beach, guys, and it was like some really fancy restaurant, but it was outside. And it was like, you know, we were trying stuff off of each other's plates, and we were just laughing, and we were having such a good time. And you know, I'm the type of person, I love the water. So it was like, it just made the dream that much better, because we were in a surrounding where I desired to be, and it was just like my vibration and my spirit, I just felt like was so high. Like I was just so excited, and we had such a good time. And then afterwards there was a club next door, and we went dancing, and it was just such an exhilarating point in that dream. It just made me feel so great. Like, I woke up and I was just so excited. Just, I don't know, I just felt so happy. And so I just wanted to relay those messages to you guys because I feel as though that could resonate with you as well. You know, you may be in a place right now where either you're going through a process of kind of like elimination, where maybe there's people or relationships that are no longer serving you, and you're finding yourself, like me, pulling away from those situations, and you may be in hermit mode or a moment of like solitude for yourself at this time. But don't be dismayed. Don't feel like you're all alone and it's going to stay that way. I feel as though people, like, now that you're deciding to let go or making these big changes or contemplating making these big changes in your life, you feel like maybe you'll be all alone. Like, that might be the case for a short period of time, but I feel like it's really only because spirit or source or God or whatever you may, you know, decide to call him, God or goddess, they're getting you into this place where you're going to be alone just for a little while, so that healing and rejuvenation and you coming into your own soul, you know, you are experiencing this healing and an elevation and just raising your own vibration so that you can match those people that are coming to you, that are going to help you out in life, that are actually going to be true friends to you, you know, not like these snakes in the grass, not like these people who act like, you know, they mean well in your life, but then once you leave, they're talking behind your back or really doing things to, you know, spite you. You know, I feel like sometimes I even feel like some people that really don't care for you or your light, or they don't want to see you succeed, you know, I feel like some people even practice magic or black magic, I feel like. And I don't really know why I'm even saying this, guys. I'm just really, I feel like giving what I feel like spirit is giving me. But I feel like there's somebody in your midst that really does not mean you well, and I feel like you know exactly who this person or this group of people are. Like, I feel like maybe you have second guessed this situation and you felt like, no, this person would never do me like that. But I have learned sometimes in my own life experiences that the people, even the closest people that you think would not do you like that, they would. Because it's like some people, they want to see you doing good but not better than them. So I just feel like those dreams, they were warnings, not only for myself but for somebody else out there. And then they were promises, I feel, of the future. Like, you are really about to come into a season where you are going to be meeting so many people that really do have your best interests at heart. Somebody that's really going to love you, not somebody who just wants to sleep around with you, you know what I'm saying, and then toss you by the wayside and disrespect you and call you out of your name. Like, no, there's somebody that is waiting, I feel like, for you to come into who you really are. And I feel like you really owe it to yourself to explore this new side of you that I feel like is wanting to come out. Alright, so I'm not gonna overdo it with the dreams or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and get right into the Healing Oracle cards, guys. I feel led to do these two, use these two decks on today. And I know I've been working with these decks the past couple of times that I've been doing videos, but I just feel so led to these two particular decks at this time because I feel like this is a special time of healing and restoration. So I'm just gonna go ahead and follow what I feel like my intuition is telling me to do. And I feel like you should definitely do the same, because I feel like ever since I've started to really tune into and listen to my intuition, magic has really just been happening in my life and in my space. So I really feel like you should do the same. All right, Spirit, what would you have for me to tell the viewer at this time? What message do you have for the viewer at this time? Okay, stop. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Okay. So, this is the card that I pulled on today. I don't know if you can see that. But this honestly to me looks like two younger girls dancing. So I don't know if you guys may be experiencing a low vibration. You know, you may be down in the dumps right now. And I just feel like this card to me at this point in time screams inner child. Like, you know how a child is just so bouncy and playful and just excited about life. They are unaware, you know, of life's challenges and things of that nature. And I feel as though this is what this card represents at this time. You know, get in touch with your inner child. Do some things that you really, really enjoy. You know, if you are in a bad vibration or in a bad mood sometimes, I feel as though, you know, you shouldn't sit and wallow in that. You need to get up, dance. You might be a person that loves dancing. So, or maybe you can dance. Maybe you could do ballet, because it looks like these people are kind of like doing ballet in this particular card. So, you know, get up, get your energy going. Don't sit and wallow. Don't sit in your shame and your guilt. You know, release all of that. Release whatever feelings or ties that you have to the past, or maybe things that you haven't done right before. You know, release that. There's nothing that you could do about the past. The past is just, you know, dead and gone. That's something that you can't do anything about now. So, you know, just let that go and live in the now, live in the present. Think of the things that you have to be thankful for. That's what I do when I want to get into a higher vibration. Sometimes I turn on some gratitude or gratefulness meditation music, and I just think of all the things that I'm so grateful and thankful for, the things that I feel like are happening in my life at this point in time, my family members that I'm thankful for. You could get up, exercise, just whatever, you know, even when it comes to your hobbies. I'm hearing hobbies. So whatever you really like to do for fun, whether it's for photography or painting or making something that you enjoy making, just anything to change your energy. I see also a full moon in this particular card. So, you know, maybe it's that you could do some rituals or something special on a full moon. I feel like full moons bring about change in major ways. And so I just feel like, you know, sometimes I'll take a spiritual bath on a full moon, or I'll write a letter to someone that, you know, is no longer in my life, but I feel like maybe those feelings and that energy still lingers, and I'll burn it. Anything that you consider to be a ritual, you could clean your house, meditate, anything on a full moon. And I feel like those things really bring about a serious change in your life, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Native Heart Oracle deck. It's just my all-time favorite. What would you like the viewer to know at this time? Okay, I got the Relic of Time card. All right, and first glance of this card, let's see what I see. like the energy of this card to me just screams out like rejuvenation and a golden time, you know, a time of change, a time for you to kind of like go in a different direction with things. I'm also, like I said, I see gold, so that could have something to do with money and abundance, you know, things turning around in your favor when it comes to money. Like, I don't know you guys' situation with your job or money or whatever that could be going on at this time with you, but I feel like maybe you could benefit from looking for a job maybe that better serves you, or maybe it could be a promotion coming up. But let me just go ahead and go to the guidebook for this particular card. Okay, so this card here is saying overcommitment, patience, and history repeating. So maybe these are things that you may need to be aware of. Maybe you're overcommitting to a situation that may be just draining all of your energy, or maybe it's something that you need to let go of that is no longer serving you, because you definitely don't want history repeating itself. So maybe it is a situation with a person, or maybe you've taken some time off from this person and they may be getting ready to come back. You know, we are in the Mercury retrograde at this point in time, and I feel like there will be a lot of energies returning to you, maybe to see how you'll react, you know. So if you're in a period of separation, I feel like if you know that this person was not good for you, or they've always kind of like wreak havoc in your life, you know, they may be coming back around with a particular offer for you or something like that, or try to make amends with you. But I feel like, you know, maybe you need to just really take those things into account, and you know, because you don't want to be stuck in a situation once again where history is repeating itself and it's something that you are not happy with. So really take that into account, guys. It says the Relic of Time mandala holds a portal to healing guidance. Once you enter this portal, time does not exist, and you may access alternative dimensions where your soul is experiencing and playing out many, many lifetimes. The situation you are currently experiencing stems directly from another lifetime. So you may be dealing with a situation from a past life, something that, you know, maybe you haven't learned a lesson from before, and maybe this time around it's giving you another opportunity to learn the lessons that you need to learn to maybe move forward. Okay? This soul fragment has presented itself to you to be healed and to be loved. So maybe it's some shadow work, guys, that you may need to take part in at this time. You know, childhood experiences that maybe need to be healed, and for you to love on that part of yourself. Okay? It is in your best interest to heal this aspect of yourself. So see this as a beautiful opportunity to embrace a part of you that you were never able to before. Once embraced, your soul will receive the fragment into itself so that it may become whole again. So this is something that you need to heal, guys, in order for a part of yourself to be whole. This mandala allows you to energetically travel to other lifetimes. This ability may be assessed when you hold a pure intention to understand lessons and integrate realizations found at a much deeper level. So definitely some healing that is really trying to take place in your life at this time. Don't resist it. Be open to the changes in your life. And like I said, meditation and really getting in touch with spirit and the divine is going to help you out in major ways, guys. I hope that you all really got something out of this video. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Like always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your evening.